Okay, let's go ahead and begin. Wow, it's pretty empty at base today, but that should be normal. Okay, let's see. Let's quickly cover our. Hey, Lilith, how's it going?
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Lilith is in Kuntamani. Hey, Marcia, how you doing? All right.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. If you can try not to. If you can conserve the number of slots, please get together with your team. Hey, Sandra! Hey, you're over in Germany. Like magic. Okay, once again, if you can, please conserve the number of slots. We don't have an unlimited number of slots for people to join, especially since a lot of people are working remote now. So let's go ahead and delve into this. We have the March theme, which is now pivoted to Agile Defense. We have a revenue target of 261 and a stretch target of 291. All right, let me just kind of go right into the heart of what we're going to be talking about today, which is I'm sure everybody's wondering right now, what does this actually mean for me? What does it mean for my job? What does it mean for my promotions? What does it mean for my bonuses and stuff like that? So first, I want to actually just say I have noticed a lot of people working very strongly together during this crisis time, and I want to applaud that type of teamwork. That is exactly what we need to get through this really tough period. I know also that this is a very difficult time, and we've, as a company, have seen crises before, but something like this is relatively new. I think it's relatively new even for myself. I've been around this planet for 38 years, and I've never seen anything quite as impactful as what's happening right now. So I just want to salute and congratulate everybody who's been working tightly together with their teammates to make the best of a situation that is not so good. Okay, anyhow, with that being said, hey, welcome in, babe, from Bonita. How's it going? Okay, so I'm just going to go right into this. This is where I'm going to spend a bit more of our time today at the All Hands, and I will go in and describe what does this actually mean. So as you've probably known, things have not gotten better this week from last week. I think things have gotten a little bit worse on most cases. So, okay, all right. Glad to see there's some levity there. Shindia Novi, welcome in. So my point here is this: I want to give everybody a vision, and this vision needs to be corrected from our previous vision for a long time. Our previous vision has always been that Bukit Vista is going to be a company that's growing. We've seen that happen year after year for the past 4 years. But it's important, I think, as an agile company to realize what the new vision was going to be. And this vision is more related on survival and defense. We want to actually retain as big of a group as we can to get to our eventual vision of becoming the world's most innovative hospitality company. But that really means at this point to survive through this crisis. So my first objective is to give everyone a realistic vision of where this company will head in the next 6 to 12 months. I want to keep our values in hospitality and innovation. If we start losing our values, I think we start losing our purpose for even being a company. So we're going to retain our values for hospitality and innovation. We're going to try to manage this crisis effectively by reducing the cash flow. We're going to prepare for a long-term crisis. Now, the coronavirus is just one thing, but also there could be, as you already know, economic repercussions. So if anybody has been following sports or any news on big events, you see that a lot of events are being canceled. This, of course, has economic effect, and also less people moving around the world has also some economic effect. If this is your first time experiencing a recession basically means that essentially there is no premise of growth anymore. There's no premise that I will travel this year. There's just the premise of I will try to hold on to my job. So that's what an economic recession means. Might not be happening yet, but this keeps on going on. That is a very real possibility. And that will essentially, we need to recalibrate and actually ask ourselves, are we going to be in a growth mode? I want to retain the employees who are most interested in our long-term mission. Now, going through this, I will describe some plans and issues. I'll make no illusions about it, just cut the bullshit. It's going to be hard 12 months ahead. And we're going to be looking at a lot of uncertainty as we move forward. So if we do believe that we're eventually going to become the world's most innovative hospitality company, it does mean getting through this period too as well. This is a test. So the light at the end of the tunnel is that I think if we do emerge out of this crisis, we want to form a better company. We do have one thing on our side right now is we have maybe a lot of time to work on projects, time to improve things, time to create the systems that we never had time to do before because we get a bit more free time if things aren't so busy. All right, so the vision is still the same. We need to survive now in order to get through the crisis, and we want to thrive later when the crisis is over. So here's my pledge to everyone. So if you help Bukit Vista survive, we'll help you survive. If you want to get through this together with the company, then I will help you also proceed along in your career paths as well. That's my pledge to everyone who's here. Okay, this is a nice little sort of prayer that I'm not a very religious person, as anybody probably has known, but I found this to actually be a pretty good reference whenever there is a situation that's kind of confusing and frustrating. So it goes like, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, the wisdom to know the difference. And so you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed these past few days. There's a lot of things going on. A lot of these things that happen, we really don't have control over. We don't have control over if somebody is going to cancel a booking or if something bad is going to happen in the future. Those parts are really not up to us, but we can control what we can control, and let's know what those are and work on those parts first. So the first things I want to talk about are what we can control. The things we can control right now is our timing. There is good timing and there is bad timing. Bad timing in a situation like this is late, and it's putting blinders on, pretending everything is still going as planned. I think that would result in bad timing. So we can actually improve the timing of our response. We can improve our cash flow, meaning how much flow that we have going out. The majority of our cash flow right now is going into, of course, everyone's salaries and such. So this is something we need to talk about as a company in order to control this cash flow as well. We can actually control our booking efficiency. We can work on getting higher conversion rates, longer booking retention, and fewer cancellations. We can control innovation. And on innovation, in this way, I mean scrappiness, by doing more with less. Maybe extending current bookings or improving the cancellation policy or creating an announcement out to different groups and extending discounts to all the different properties. And I want to actually put into focus all the people who've been working on projects to help the company improve our situation right now. And these are really worthwhile efforts, and I really like seeing everybody get together to work on these. All right, fact is we don't have control. We don't know when things are going to get better. Now, every day seems like it's worse than yesterday in the past few days. The virus is spreading, more countries have more deaths. So we really don't know when things are actually going to go back to normal to, let's say, back in January or February again. That part is a little bit hard to forecast at now. We really don't know how many more opportunities that we're going to get bookings. So that part is also somewhat of an uncertainty. And we really don't control when or how a guest will cancel. We can do our best to try to stop, but ultimately a cancellation is up to a guest. So work on the parts we can control. For the parts you can't control, just leave it be. And this is the next part I want to just reiterate. So these are the different scenarios that we had talked about in the last discussion. Currently, we are sort of in a scenario A moving into B. So just to reiterate what a scenario A looked like. The scenario A looks like business is slowing down, but we're still able to pay our bills. There's fewer visitors coming to Bali, there's cheaper plane tickets, and lower prices for accommodations. The indicators for that are the plane ticket prices that we see coming to Bali, the booking pace, the weekly sales, and also the cancellation losses. Now, as time is moving forward, it looks more and more like we're moving into a situation B, that business has taken a sharp drop, and we're unable to continue paying our bills without cuts. So This will happen most definitely if Indonesia shuts down flights from our three inbound markets, Germany, London, Germany, the UK, and the US, which is getting more and more likely, considering that there is large outbreaks of coronavirus in those countries. Or if Bali has a coronavirus outbreak, that stops the visitors from coming. Now, that will look like essentially closures of the airport without new news of reopening. Visas are being removed. If that will look like visas will be removed from nationalities affected by coronavirus. That'll look like multiple cases of coronavirus infection and death in Bali. And I think we've already had one so far. All right, and then the situation C. Situation C is where revenue has stopped completely, and we're not able to predict when things are going to get better. The booking pace has stopped, the weekly sales have stopped, and cancellations have removed most of our future reservations. So these are essentially the three stages that we're monitoring. And we're monitoring this to improve our timing. Once again, back to the things we can control. We can't control timing, so we need to know when effectively we've gone into these stages. All right, I'll take a moment just to pause for a second. Is that clear for everybody, all the different scenarios that we're looking at in order to understand our timing? Yeah, okay. I'll continue. So here's some of our fundamental assumptions now. We're assuming that there's not going to be much growth potential in the next 6 to 12 months. I think that's a pretty safe assumption given the current situation. And this time is a little bit different from the volcano. There's probably not going to be as many business opportunities within Bali, Indonesia, or the world. It's not like we can essentially just move to a different location and be safe. This is sort of a global situation. All right. In terms of what we can do, health. We've already discussed this with the senior leadership. And what we want to do is we want to distribute sanitizers. I believe a few of these bottles are already around. If you're a host, please pick up a bottle of sanitizer so that you can bring it around with you. This is just to maintain your own hygiene and also the hygiene for people around you too as well, if soap and water is not available. We're going to reiterate hygiene standards. So if you're working at base, please just come to mind and use good hygiene standards. If you sneeze or cough, please just cover it so it doesn't spread out throughout the room. That's basic. Wash your hands frequently. Soap and water does start coronavirus, which is pretty cool. And if you are sick, please don't come to work, right? As we all know, Indonesia currently is not measuring coronavirus. So I just spoke to a doctor friend of mine. She said, if you have a flu, just pretty much assume that's coronavirus, yeah? That's a pretty good assumption given that this is the case now. If you have a flu, if you have symptoms of a flu, assume you have coronavirus and just stay home. Don't come to any place to transmit it out. Order Gojek. In the meantime, if you do have an infection, let me reiterate all the hygiene standards first. I've already appointed 3 people to look after hygiene here. Okay, all right, somebody else is trying to join, but I've already appointed 3 people to help me work on hygiene. We've got Gani, who is in charge of the frat house. We got Vita, is in charge of the base, and Ara is in charge of the Jogja base. So what they will do is they will sanitize the home and office spaces. So taking alcohol, they'll wipe down all the high traffic areas like doorknobs, infused water handles, anywhere where it comes into a lot of contact with fingers twice a day so that we have a sanitized workspace. And 2, I think as a host, you have a lot of contact with guests. Use your own judgment to decide how you want to actually meet guests. There's social distancing. There's ways of maybe, yes, Alvin.
Some people say that they cannot join the groups. It's not enough.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know what to do. Yeah. All right. If you are capable of combining your...
This one is.
Okay. All right.
Is this recording?
This one is recording, but that one's... Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Vita, and open that up. If you can actually combine your video conference with somebody else, try to do so right now. If you can't, that's okay. There's a few people that are still trying to come in. Okay. All right. I think we opened up one space. Vita has just closed the cam for the Bali base. All right. As a host, please prepare the spaces before guest arrival, and you can decide whether or not you want to meet guests based on your own judgment. If I was hosting right now, I would do all that I can to prepare the space before the guests arrive, leave a note, and say, hey, look, I've sanitized this place. Have a great stay, but I can't meet you because we're just practicing social distancing, which is a good idea at the moment. So put effort into caring for guests in a way that doesn't put yourself in danger. Okay, all right. So that's in terms of what we can do for prevention. If you do get infected and you are sick, if you have a flu, once again, if you do have a flu, just assume it's coronavirus and stay home. Paid leave, seek medical help if it's urgent, and avoid coming into the office. And please, we're going to try to keep this contained so that we don't spread it around any more than necessary, right? So seek medical help and avoid coming into the office. All right, so this is the stack for health and basic, I guess, health and safety. Does anybody have anything else that they would like to add to this or that they would like to discuss at the all hands? Minute? Do you have any comments? No? All right. If you have, this article has been shared with everyone already. So if you have anything that you'd like to add or discuss or what things we should do to prevent or accommodate for health, feel free to put this in and we can take a look at it maybe on the next all hands. Okay, let's move on. So after health, let's talk about job security. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering about that too right now. So as long as we are in scenario A, we will retain all employees on both full-time and part-time. Healthcare is provided as per the contracts, and bonuses have moved over to revenue bonuses. So if you haven't been here long enough, a revenue bonus is essentially if the company hits the revenue target, bonuses will be issued. If the company does not hit the revenue target, bonuses are not issued. So sometimes we do partial issues depending upon how far we get. We'll take it on a case-by-case comparison this time. It's a little bit hard right now to predict what kind of revenue we're going to get because we're getting an unusual amount of cancellations, which is essentially stripping away any revenue progress we made earlier. But that is in scenario A. Okay, in scenario B. Scenario B, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask for a voluntary resignation. So anybody who doesn't want to hang around and be around for this thing or feels like they have better chances elsewhere or wants to take a break, this is a good time to leave. This will essentially free up cash reserves and allow us to extend our runway through a survival period that we don't know. If we are in scenario B, then essentially bonuses will be removed and also expenses reduced too as well. This is essentially because the company isn't making enough to actually support bonuses and the assumptions of growth, which fueled the bonuses, are not there. And continuing on, we're going to ask leadership to actually ask for a salary reduction if we continue in this stage. Right. So healthcare will still be provided in this scenario, and also we're open for suggestions for how we actually should pay bonuses if we do want to keep promotions and such in line. All right, there's an upper boundary to this scenario, which is if we are in this situation, it will look like we're making less than $150,000 a month for 2 months in a row. And if you add up all the future income at Bukit Vista, that will be less than $300,000. There's a lower boundary for this, which is eventually we are making less than $100,000 a month for 2 months in a row, and the future 6-month revenue is less than $200,000. Okay, so that's the entry points and exit points out of scenario B. All right, let's talk about scenario C. Scenario C is basically if everything shuts down, there's no more guests coming, things are pretty much ground to a stop. At that point, we will ask for part-time and reduced hours, and this will impact people's base salary. So effectively, if there's no work to do, then we will ask everyone to consider doing part-time work here if there's not that much. And we will move the significant portion of our work to be paid on projects in this stage. So if we do get to this stage, the only part of work that will actually happen is project competency, project excellence, leadership competency, and leadership excellence. We still need to work on certain projects post coronavirus to improve the company, such as improving conversion rates, having high conversion, low friction partner acquisition, data and revenue management, digital marketing, online ads, guest delight, hospitality innovation, and community development. So this is essentially a hibernation type company where we will save all the marine resources at Bukit Vista to focus on projects to extend our capabilities. We're going to be focusing on a few subjects here. So the healthcare is still provided for everybody who is in this stage. This is subject for discussion. If we will pay bonuses at this point in a stage C situation, what is it that we will pay bonuses for? So I guess when we get to that stage, we'll discuss what we actually will do. Probably on projects that actually create more benefit, more efficiency. Okay, And how do we know we're in the stage? If we're making less than 50,000 a month for 2 months, and the future 6-month revenue is less than 50,000, and the lower boundary, we're definitely in the stage if we make no income for 2 months, and the future 6-month revenue is 0. Okay, all right. I'll take questions at this point. So this is pretty thorough. Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask on the all hands? Okay, standing before you today, this is actually a little bit weird because I do feel somewhat nervous and a little bit odd. This is the very first time where we had to talk about these things, but at the end of the day, I'm still thinking about what our core values are of being transparent and being open. So this is effectively what generally most leaders talk about without really sharing to everybody else in the company. But as we are still committed to our core values, I want to share and let everyone know what it looks like up ahead. So, okay, all right, if there's no more questions, that is pretty much it. Okay, so that is essentially what the future looks like at Bukit Vista in terms of what we can tell where things are today. Now, if things get better and say the virus goes away and travel returns to normal, then we can go back to business as usual. But for some amount of time in the future, we believe that this is probably the way that things will look like. Okay, all right, so I'll pause again for a few seconds, see if anybody has anything else they want to say. Nope. Okay, all right. This is where we need some employee feedback too as well. We've done this as a plan as leaders, so we have certain amounts of visibility, but there's certain amounts of non-visibility that we can't see. If you have any suggestions or any ideas or whatever about what each scenario looks like or any plans or anything, please contribute here. This is a good time to actually express thoughts. Remember, Bukit Vista is a shared company. We want everybody to be involved in big decisions, especially a decision like this. So speak and be heard, either now or written onto the document, or go with the flow, as can be. All right, that is pretty much done with what this can mean for everybody. So that's one of the things I wanted to mention. Let's go to, let's see. All right, let's go to Bayu. Bayu, tell us more about your issue of new business.
Oh yeah, okay. So basically, everything on my OKRs following the COVID-19 situation. So I want to let you know if you are related to any of the focus that I'm working on, then let me know, right? So we can integrate. So the first one is my focus is on providing data or raw data that needed in revenue management or anything. Basically, if you want to know about anything, if you need the data that we collected or how to process it, just let me know. I can just provide you access with that. Not limited to any Tableau or anything. Just basically all of the data that you need that might help us to regain the revenue or sales. Just let me know. And then the next one.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the next one is this is a continuation, basically automating partner payout report. This is we are working with finance and intern. I'm thinking that this is still an important work to do, even after this situation. So I will still keep continuing that project. And then the third one is to develop a system to monitor the actual company financial activity. This is very crucial at the moment to understand because we will make our decision based on this. So I'm thinking that we need to have an accurate way to monitor all of this activity. So just let me know if you have anything in common that you're working on, so that we can just collaborate on this.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Bayu, for the update. We can probably move that over to old business now. One of the things I want to also share with you is some of the work we've been doing on revenue management. Some of this work is actually making an impact, and it's pretty good, and it's received quite a lot of participation. So Lilith is currently working on a project to reduce the cancellation rates by issuing articles to and links to our blog to all our upcoming guests. We believe that this will actually reduce the amount of panic cancellations based on inaccurate perceptions about what's happening in Bali. So we rolled this out to Squad 1 and Squad 2 already. The results have looked pretty good from the Squad 1 rollout, and we're still monitoring what's happening. We're also applying this to all properties right now. So we got in touch with the top 12 properties in Squad 1, 2, and 4, and we are essentially putting in a low season discount all the way to June 30th. We're probably going to continue this pattern of discounts to encourage whatever's left over of the market to still come to Bali as we go on. So this is another aspect of what revenue management is doing to improve the cash flow and ultimately improving our ability to retain the entire company here. We're also rolling out new iterations and new innovations to direct people to our Instagram and to other ways that we can communicate to future guests so that they will cancel less. I believe Rafik is also working on some ways to extend in-house guests so that they will stay longer as well. Okay, so there's work being done on the top side to try to improve the cash flow situation. And let's go ahead and take a look back up at the all this other stuff. Okay, SLA modification. Okay, this is still actually very important. I think this is actually some of the things that now that if we're going to spend less time as hosts in front of guests, then please work on this part. All guests treated equally and given the same service as stated on the guest journey, updated daily on the guest tracking journey on Bigger. This is where better communication and better internal communication can help and help us identify guest service experience issues. The KPI for this SLA is monitored using the funnel graph and reduce the number of feedback. We definitely don't want any guests feeling like they're not being attended to at this point. Every guest is essentially in a golden position at this point. So reduce the amount of feedback saying that the host isn't reachable, lower the number of complaints, improving the hospitality score, and improving the booking to review rate. All right, on finance, booking data maintained and have less than 10 inaccurate data. The workflow is detailed here. An objective for the SLA is to have accurate booking data, meaning accurate finance reports, and reducing the communication noise between ATR and finance caused by incorrect booking details. Okay, these are all part of old business and all part of things that we can actually control. So let's work on those particular items. All right, let's dive into the, let's say, all right, cool. Learning topics. So part of what we did originally in March was to sharpen the saw, but things have kind of changed, but we're still doing some learnings that are valuable. So Rian is still doing the understanding Bukit Vista core values. Rian, what's the update on that? Or is Rian there? Rian is bounced out. Okay. Project management, Vita, or Diva. Where's Diva? Diva! Oh, there she is. Diva, are you still working on this one? Project management is very relevant. Remember, if we get to, let's say, a scenario C, then project management is essentially the only thing that we will be working on. So if you do, I understand that there might be other content priorities right now that are more urgent, but just as a shout out to the company, will there be a project management class this week?
Not this week. Not this week.
Okay, all right. So project management is paused. Making decisions and models to improve yourself by Nungli. Nungli, are you still going to be doing this week?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this one is still on basic decision-making models on how to understand and improve yourself. Okay, could be valuable in these times. Getting 5-star reviews. Right. This is really important. Andre and Dominic.
Yeah, we will have the first course by this week.
Okay.
And Andre already preparing the
All right. This is really good work too as well. I want to compliment this. This is something that we can control. This is something that we can still do. Entrepreneurship. I didn't actually cover this last week, but I'm going to pause this. It's already canceled the page. That's fine. Handling difficult people with confidence. We're going to keep. This is good practice for upcoming customer service issues. We did some simulations that were really fun last week, so we'll keep this going. on community management. Joel and Novi. Joel, Novi, are you guys still doing this for community management?
Yes, we will have. So for anyone who is invited or gonna attend this session next month, or for anyone who wants to join, contribute.
Okay, great. This is still very relevant. I think we're going to actually have a good opportunity to get closer to our community in these times. So community management is still on. Cynthia is going to talk about how to get 5-star reviews by never meeting guests and being online support. Cynthia, are you still planning to host this? Cynthia is bounced out. Okay. All right. Software and ML. Bayu, is this still happening?
Yes, we've done the first. We will continue to the second.
The voice is echoing.
The voice is echoing. My voice or Bayu's voice?
By your voice.
Oh, okay. So he's done one course already, and he'll continue on with the second course on software and machine learning. Next one is to delegation over to Alvin. Alvin.
We done it last week.
Okay.
This week, hopefully, I can do it, but really cannot promise with the count.
Okay. All right. Let's just say uncertain, right? Let's just say it's
Not pretty.
okay. All right. This one is perhaps not the highest priority now. Okay. All right. Let's put cancel. Okay. Next one, partner relations. Rafik, are you still conducting this course, Rafik?
Just say cancel because
Okay. All right.
no, it's going to relate to the community management, sir.
Okay, sounds good then. All right, next one to customer service. Tendi. Is Tendi there? Can't see. Okay, Tendi can't see him. Let's see if that's happening. And risk management by Chandra. All right. Chandra, are you still conducting your risk management class?
I'm getting this week. Maybe I would like to go early next week if possible.
Chandra, we weren't able to really hear you. Could you repeat?
I'm still gathering the materials for this week, and maybe I would like to hold the class early next week.
Okay, so we'll call this one. All right, cool. Once again, this is still relevant stuff because it controls the factors we can control. Okay, on the role assignment table, let's see, are there any changes on the RAT? Let's see, Alvin, any changes on your squad? No? Okay, Tendi. Okay, Risky, I'll need to make an announcement soon now for your case.
Yeah.
So, okay, and then, okay, well, actually, maybe now's a good time to do the announcement. Risky, you got the floor.
Okay, so guys, this is going to be my last month with you.
Come over to the camera.
Here.
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Love you all. This is gonna be my last month. So I just wanna say thank you, and I'm gonna be effectively working here until 16th of April. So if you guys need anything or need something from me, in terms of work, of course, you can contact me before I effectively resign from here.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Risky, for announcing, and also thank you for your years of service here too as well. Appreciate it. So currently, HR, we're seeking out to get a new finance person, and also if you're on the squad, please think about ways where we can help this transition right now. The timing right now is not the worst for finance. We are expecting fewer bookings and more cooperative owners. So each decision case is very personal. All right. Let's see. Is there any more resignation announcements today? No? Yes? Anybody? Okay. All right. So the route remains as is. Risky, we put a parentheses around his thing. His position, he will be vacating on April 16th. 16th, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. On profile coverage, let's just double check. Alvin, any changes on profile coverage? Okay. Rafik, any changes on profile coverage?
All good, sir.
Okay. Wayana, any changes on the profile coverage? Okay. And Dom, any changes on profile coverage? Okay, same. All right. Let's go into the stats. Let's see where we are. So today I'll. Okay. This is his general stats. So the past 4 days have not been that great. We've seen decreasing bookings. We went from 74 to 63 to 51 to yesterday was an all-time low. At 43 today, we're looking at 9 bookings so far. The total amount of revenue has gone up and down. It's gone up and down because we make some progress and then we get cancellations. So it's back down to 177 right now. Future revenue is also decreasing too as well. Before, I think earlier on, we had around 100,000 in April, but that's come down to 80 for May to 81 and such and such. So people are canceling a little bit more closer to the season. All right, for weekly revenues, this also gone up and down. Before, I think there was a little bit more in this pocket, but now due to cancellations, there's fewer. Last week, we brought in an income of 31,000. Let's take a look at the different squad graphs. All pretty low this month. Squad 2 is at 84, Squad 1 is at 75. Squad 4 is the least affected, it seems, at 15, and Squad 3 at 3.4 thousand. All right, and then on growth. Growth, as you can probably imagine, we are still below the growth figure that we had last year. We're at around, I think, 177. Last year, we made 200,000 for the month of March. Okay, let's take a look at each area. So each profile. Adventure accommodation is down 44% from last month. Agoda is down 78% from last month. RM Bukit Vista is down 62%. Bastion and Waiana is down 40%. Bayou and Waiana is down 36%. Booking.com is level, actually. Still doing okay at 4% worse than last month. Chandra's profile doesn't get too much. D1's profile is down 25%. And Emil and Bukit Vista is down 35%. Emil and Waiana is down 44%. Gabriel and Ara is down 57%. Jing and Bukit Vista is down 47%. Jing and Waiana is down 39%. Chris and Waiana is down 48%. Nuki and Ara is down 18%. Chinti and Waiana is down 27%. Tendi and Bukit Vista is up 7%. Wow, very good. One good news. Good job, D1. Yeah. Tendi. Traveloka, we don't do anything on. And the last one is the Waiana profile is only down 17%. All right. So pretty cool. Let's take a look at each area. See how we're doing on each area. So Balangan is down 16%. Bingen down 30%. Canggu is down 38%. Jimbaran is down 39%. Nusa Dua down 18%. Nusa Penida down 30%. Padang Padang down 29%. Sanur down 44%. Seminyak down 49%. Ubud down 27%. Uluwatu down 41%. Ungasan down 28%. And Yogyakarta down 50%. All right, so that is the growth news. On, let's see, projections on conversion rate. Conversion rate or occupancy rate. Wow, occupancy rate is super low now. Now we're like looking at a 10% occupancy for March, about half of 50% less than February. Okay, so on conversion rate, it looks like most of our bookings are still getting converted. But there's just fewer of them. So that's that. Looking at inactive properties. So La Jolla 1, 49 days without a booking. Butterfly, 41 days without a booking. Dicky Guest House 2, 40 days without a booking. Ponda Chesia, 38 days without a booking. Puerto Sabina, 49 days without a booking. Villa Manilindo, 23 days without a booking. Villa Roma, 25 days without a booking. Ocean Terrace, 24 days without a booking. Tagara Anita, 31 days without a booking. Ankala, 33 days without a booking. Villa Kama, 36 days without a booking. Yoga Searcher, 26 days without a booking. Villa Kyle, 24 days without a booking. Dasiman, 26 days without a booking. Hayata, 33 days without a booking. Dalam Tilam, 31 days. Amaja Chaha, 34 days. Rumpang QQ, 35 days without a booking. All right. So looking ahead at the forecast. The forecast is based on Tableau, still thinks that we're going to make 316. This is why we have human forecasters, because that doesn't seem very accurate. All right, looking at the heat map. Wow, resorts are almost knocked out. Almost no check-ins at resorts for a few days here in March. And I guess the peak check-in day is today, followed by tomorrow. And there's going to be a slight blip up on the mark on the 19th and the 10th. Okay, but not a lot of heat coming up. New listings. Let's see what's new in the pocket. New listings is Dimantan. Okay, so that's already been announced. Villa Belle Isle. Okay, does anybody know about this property? Nung Lee. All right, Nung Lee, tell us about Villa Belle Isle. Oh, wow, that looks actually.
Okay, so this is one of the two villas that we just launched this week. Can you help with the launch and open photography? Thanks. So these two villas are 3-4 bedroom villas up in Uluwatu. The location is pretty prime. It's actually 5 minutes away from where's that bar? Ulu Cliff House. Yes. So very big property. So this villa is brand new. It's co-owned by a local owner called Park Billy and another owner called Steve. So Steve is actually he's based in the US, but Park Billy runs this runs this guest house. Runs this villa like he's a villa manager. So everything is fully equipped. You've got TVs in all the rooms. In fact, I think we have some more furniture coming in. So right now it's a little bit empty still, but he's expecting more furniture to come in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Villa is fully furnished and also at the same time fully staffed. So there is Wayan and Mari looking after this villa. In fact, all three of them stay around the area. Park Billy happens to own a small little guest house called Park Billy's Guest House, right opposite this villa actually.
Oh, wow.
So yes, I think that's pretty much all you guys have to know about this villa.
Okay, fantastic. That looks actually really good. It looks like a replacement for some of the villas that we had in Binghamton. Like a quote. Yeah. All right, sounds good. We got another launch of News of Majesty. This is a old property. Honda Dayu. Okay, is this new? Honda Dayu? All right. Okay, so this is the other villa. Is that correct, Nunli?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So 2 villas. One is Pondok Dayu, the other is Villa Belle Isle.
They're actually right next to each another. Both are massive properties, big massive pools. The only difference is that Pondok Dahayu is about 1.5 years old now, and it has 1 extra bedroom compared to the other villa.
Okay.
Other than that, you realize the design is quite similar. Outdoor bathrooms, big pool, big garden. Yeah.
Must have been the same contractor as Binghamton. Yeah, it looks very similar. Okay. Yeah, almost identical. Okay. Cool. Good stuff.
Simplified.
Yeah, simplified. Okay. All right. Astra is back up again. I think. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. All right. So we got some new listings for Astra on Booking.com. It's already a property that's been with us. All right. Let me just double check to see if there's any other new properties right now. Wow, this is a tough time to be born. It's kind of like being born during during a war or something, like a pre-baby boomer. Okay, great. Thank you very much for Market Builders for bringing that new property in. Let's see. So the total amount of properties we have on the books is 181 right now. And let's see what the monthly revenue is. 13,000 from Nungli at Didi's place. 2,000 from Losari. 13,000 from Blue Whiska, 8,000 from Blue Apsara, 3.3 in Room Taman Kutu, okay, interesting, and then 4.7 at Asteroid Village from Tendi, and Kanchana Homestay by Waiana, and Nusa Majesty came back, so I guess that kind of doesn't really count, and 2.4 thousand from Dimantan. Okay, all right, cool, good stuff to see. Let's take a look at content. Content on their SLAs is, wow, okay, all right. Barely scraping it now at 90%. So a little bit reducing now from 92, 91 to 90, but still on target for SLAs. Let's take a look. There's still quite a few unbooked listings there. And I think also on the conversion rate, some good work on there and some need to be improved. Okay. All right, so that's that. Let's go ahead and take a look at reservations. On reservations, wow. Okay, squad 1. First week, no. Second week, no. Third week and fourth week, yes. Congratulations. All right, that looks pretty good, squad 1. All right, congratulations for being on improved conversion rate, especially necessary right now. All right, squad 2. First week, no. Second week, no. Third week, no. Fourth week, yes. Okay, good. Squad 2's conversion rate is really good. Yeah, fantastic. And getting it up there is important too as well, considering that Squad 2 gets a pretty thick stack of bookings. All right, squad 3, no, 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 and squad 4, yes, 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 and yes. Wow, congratulations, squad 4. Thank you very much for getting the bookings and inquiries converted. Okay, next part is 2. Squad 1 on request conversion rate. First week no, second week no, third week no, fourth week no. Squad 2, yes, 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 and no. Okay, so good job on squad 2 for getting 3 weeks there. And squad 3, nothing, no request converted. And squad 4 is yes, 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 yes. Okay, all right. Good job, squads 2 and 4 for getting the request in and having that above. All right, hosting standards. Let's look to get these numbers up. Squad 1 is below. This week is on target. Okay, squad 2, first week no, second week no, third week no, fourth week no. Okay, squad 3, yes, 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 yes. Okay, good job there in Jogja getting the review rate high. And squad 4 is yes, no, yes, and no. Okay, all right. So squad 3 on achievement. Okay, let's look on the booking to review rate. We're looking at 35%. So it's no, 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 no. Squad 1, squad 2 is no, 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 no. Squad 2, squad 3, no, 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 no. Almost. Oh, yes, yes. Okay, 42% and 45%. Sorry. So squad 3 doing good. We got 45%, 42% of the guests are leaving reviews. And squad 4, almost. I'll call that a yes. It's only 0.05% away. No, but still pretty high. All right. So let's work on getting more reviews. That's one of the things that HRR can work on to improve the rankings of the listings as they stand. Let's take a look inside the community, see what's happening. All right. So there's a pretty big stack of things reported by guests that I think we can work on in squad 1 and 2, since we do have the time right now. And I think this could be a good focus of hosts at the moment because, hey, if you're not going to meet guests, then at least work with the partners to make sure that guests don't have any of these issues when they check in. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and take a look at coronavirus. So that's so interesting these days. So on the progress, okay, first let's look at our own sort of situation. Cancellations have reached a new peak. The cancellation pace is actually higher now than the booking pace, which is pretty bad. Yeah, it started happening about 3 days ago. So 63 cancellations, 57 cancellations, and just yesterday, 87 cancellations. For today, 16 cancellations. Now, this is kind of exactly what we would have expected. Most of that light blue is in Europe, and most of the green is in North America. Of course, we all know what's happening in Europe right now, so that's come to be expected. So probably not going to get any better. So yeah, this is what not good looks like: higher cancellation rates and a lower booking rate. All right, let's take a look at the spread of the virus. See what the John Hopkins guys are going to tell us. I believe it's currently at something around 100. Oof. All right. I don't know if you guys can see that. Wow. Okay, up to 169,000 cases currently. And the death count, I think, is somewhere around 6,000 at the moment. So, yeah, around 6,000 deaths. I don't know why we can't display. Oh, here it is. It looks like the whole world's got it. All right, so I won't wait for the heat map, but that's the current stats that we see at the top level. We can't see what the plate and ticket prices are. Oh, right. Okay, so this is the index showing each nationality and their percentage drop. Pretty much every nationality has dropped, except for the Russians. The Russians are coming now a lot. That's funny. Russians eat coronavirus for breakfast. They don't mind coronavirus. They have Putin. They've had Stalin. They've had Hitler. So coronavirus is like a joke. I'm thinking that's probably what they think. Okay. Anyway, Russians aren't afraid of coronavirus. They're still coming. We've actually got growth in the number of Russian guests. Declines in almost every other demographic. The least decline we've had is 11%. So the UK seems to be less affected, probably because they don't have as many travel bans. And this country, Canada, less affected. China is growing now. Interesting. Okay. So Chinese and Russians are coming back. What's going down are Germans and Australians are down 24%, and Indonesians are even down 29%. Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that. UK is down 11%. And let's see, China's up 25%. Oh, there's another country that went up. India's up 5%. Netherlands down 12%. France down 33%. Singapore down 35%. Sweden up 33%. And this country really likes coming here. This is Ukraine. Oh, okay. All right. Hey, that's where we target to. Ukraine and Russians. Okay. All right. Interesting news. Interesting data. And let's see. Future check-in and cancellations. So now this is looking at some of the, these are the check-ins that we are expecting over the future. And this is the corresponding cancellation rate. So it's beginning to, I guess, show up across the future now. So these are where the cancellations are actually affecting future check-in dates. Okay, and let's see, what's this? New bookings. What is this? New bookings versus cancellation value. All right, let's see if there's been more cancellation value than bookings. And almost. So last week, we had $48,000 worth of cancellations, and we had $54,000 worth of bookings. So almost a net, almost on par. This week, we have a net cancellation of 27,000 and net bookings of 8,000. So now the cancellations are greater than the weekly sales. Okay, and what is this? This is historical cancellation values. So we can see what the cancellation values are. 206 cancellations for $1,000, and 103 cancellations for $326. Bayu, I think we need to get this checked out. Does this seem right to you, Bayu?
Yes, this is right. So in the past, we calculate the cancellation based on the booking value, not the cancellation value.
Okay.
But starting this month, we calculate this based on the cancellation value. So if you see the week before March, so everything is, there's a number there. There's a correct number, like 14,000, 18,000. That's the booking value that is canceled, but that's not the cancellation value. But starting on March, we remove the booking value and make it 0. And then if there's a cancellation, we move that value into the cancellation value. So if the cancellation is still getting paid, like for example, a 1 million cancellation, it's refunded 500,000 and it's still paid 500,000. So it means the cancellation value only 500,000, not the entire thing.
Okay, cool. And now, but Airbnb has a new cancellation policy now, so we'll probably start looking back at the old situation again. Okay, so before basically we were calculating the entire booking value as the cancellation value, but now we're just looking at the cancellation value. But I believe in the near future, again, cancellation values will be the booking value again. But okay, it seems like we got away with it for a week, but maybe not for very long. All right, so that is the updates on that. Okay, that is, let's go back up to the all hands. All right, so guilds and meeting groups, I think, are still on. There's no reason to stop doing those, so please proceed with those as is. And my OKRs. My OKRs right now are pretty simple. My OKR is to keep everyone healthy and keep the company healthy. So very reduced down to two easy themes. So I've got to lead this company through this crisis right now. And I want nobody to get sick from coronavirus, and I want us to reach our revenue targets, which is probably very hard right now. But this is why we had the discussion today. It's about long-term survival. So if you do have any other things that you'd like to help to contribute with either extending the revenue or helping the team to stay healthy, please contribute on to this paper that we shared on what the virus means for me. Okay, that is pretty much everything. Let's see if there's any core value recognitions this month. None yet. Actually, now's a good time to bring this up, right? So if you do see some extraordinary work being done, please report it. I think it's something that during, let's say, bad times, more people get chances to be heroes. And I think that could be a good core value to think about during these times. Think of ways that you can be a hero. Think of ways that we can be a hero to each other. All right, so that is it. I think we actually finished relatively on time. All right, so within time. Let's go around and see if there's any announcements across the world. Let's go to Diana first. Any announcements on your side? Nope. Okay. All right. Let's go to the Jogja team. Marsha, Ara, Chandra, Vidi, and Dennis. Any announcements? Oh, and Hilda. Any announcements? No? All good? Anything that you guys want to say? How's everything in Jogja?
Everything is great here. We gather like this every day. So yeah, we fight the corona together.
Yeah. We fight together. That's a good vision. I like that. All right. Good on the Jogja team. All right. Diva and Numli. Any updates on your side? No? All good? Anything that you guys like to say? All right. Vena, any updates on your side? Anything that you'd like to say?
All good.
Okay. Any words of encouragement? Okay. Bayu, over to your side. Okay. Any words of encouragement? You're muted, Bayu. You're still muted.
Okay, lost my phone. Encouragement, yes, I think just be brave and don't be surprised of this kind of thing of situation. So this always happen and will be happen in the future again. So the only thing that matter is not what it affect you, but how you react to it. So just let's react to this and just believe that we can melewati ini bersama-sama.
Get through this together. All right.
Yeah, let's get through this together.
All right. I think this is Rafik with all good. Joel, any announcements on your side? Joel, let's take a look at you. We can't see you. Oh, there you are, Joel. All right. Any announcements or?
Why you said me all good?
Because you said, oh wait, which one are you?
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
All right, Joel. Any announcements on your side?
All good, sir.
All right. Any words of encouragement?
Nothing. Just stay healthy, people.
Stay healthy. Okay, Rafik. Rafik, your show. Any announcements on your side?
Oh, keep the faith, sir. This is a touch from the God, so we keep together, stay healthy together. So the God is still loving us. Believe that.
Okay. Nice bra, Rafik.
I use my grandma brother.
Wow. Okay, I'm getting sick just listening to
Relax. We are in Bali. Relax.
I'm not afraid of coronavirus, but I'm afraid of Rafik's humor.
Let's stay together.
Yes, Rafik, tell us what we should do. We should.
Yeah, just believe to keep the faith. So we believe. So this is a message from the God. So before we are separate, now we need to be together and feel the pain. So I already messaged the God, but still encourage, not pre-proof yet.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Rafik, for always the levity. Who's all good? Rian. Rian, no, Rian's over here. All right, Rian, any announcements on your side?
Don't drink too much.
Go to sleep on the pedestrian, Rian.
I was with my friend when you drink.
Rian, are you okay? Did Rian just die?
Sir, Rian is a hospital, sir.
He is?
Yes.
With coronavirus?
No, it's a bintang virus, sir. Corona is Australia, sir.
All right, fair enough. Okay, we'll skip Rian. Novi and Vena, or Novi and Shinthia, sorry. Any announcements on your side?
All good, sir.
Yeah? Any words of encouragement?
Stay healthy, stay safe, and then take care of yourself. Then take care of also take care of your guests. My God bless you.
Yes. Okay. And also, Shindy, I want you to actually take a point on this one because Shindy has been able to actually get really high guest satisfaction scores without meeting guests, actually, at all. So I think there's something to be shared, actually, on that particular method, and that is a method that we can maybe all adopt. So please continue your class then and show us how it's done. Okay, Lilith, over to you. How's Kingdom Money?
We're doing good, sir.
All right, good, and probably less flus and less virus over there. Any words of encouragement or any advice?
I don't have any, but if you want to visit me in Kintamani,
Okay, this is actually a pretty good announcement. So Liz is actually requested to work remotely from Kintamani, and I approved it. I think it's actually a pretty smart measure right now. If you guys want to work remotely, then now is a good time to consider that and also implement it. So yeah, just or wherever you are, just clear it with your squad lead or your chapter lead, and yeah, just clear it to one person that depends on your work the most, right? So, okay, all right, that I think we're already covered health-wise. All right, this is normal, I would say, in life. We're all probably going to have a crisis at some point in our lives, and I think it's a good wake-up call. If things were going too easy before, I think it actually defines us as better people. Yeah, challenging times make good people, and good people make better times. So. Once again, let's get through this. All right. I extend the pledge out. If you'll help the company get through it, we'll help you get through this. And let's just go about. All right. Now I can really say Selamat Bukit Vista, because it's actually kind of relevant. All right. Selamat Bukit Vista, and have a nice week. All right. Dismiss everyone. All right. Get back to what you were doing before, and I'll